Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's July 16th, 2022. We're in the New Testament. We are in the book of Matthew, and we're going to read chapter 24 today. Let's see. Jesus just got done pretty much condemning all the Pharisees and Sadducees of his day and no uncertain terms, and he's declared pretty much that they're coming to an end, and it's going to happen within a generation. He starts off by giving us exactly what he means. Hey, his disciples are saying, oh, look at all these wonderful temples and all this beauty. And he's saying, hey, you know what? It's all coming down. It's all temporary. Within about 40 years from when he's talking, it's all going to be gone, and it is gone. And his disciples want to know what sign are they going to see that's going to happen, other than Jesus telling them. And Jesus gives them an answer that's much deeper than what they really asked. They're kind of asking, how are we going to know? They kind of understand there's going to be a second coming, and they want to know how they're going to know it's coming. And Jesus hits them with a whole bunch of stuff. He talks about that 40 years. There's going to be wars and rumors of wars and famines, and some of them are going to be persecuted and to the point of death. The word's going to spread. All of that happens between the point here where Jesus is talking, his death on the cross, his resurrection. We get Acts. There are wars going on. There's a famine that goes on. And then in 70 AD, the Romans destroy the temple. So Jesus gives them a picture of what that's going to be like. Then he gives them a picture of what's going to be like after that. There's still going to be persecution. There's still going to be false teachers. There's still going to be people saying, oh, it's the end. Jesus is coming. The end times. Not the end time, but the end times. That's what we're supposed to live with is, hey, you know what? Jesus' second coming could happen any time now. And you say, well, I'm looking at all the signs, and all the signs are pointing that this is the end time. Well, you know what? My grandfather looked at all the signs, and he thought he was in the end times, and his grandfather thought he was in the end time. That's intentional. We are all in the end times. What's the difference? Well, one of these generations is going to see Jesus come back. And make no mistake, they will know that Jesus has come back. His enemies will know that he has come back. Jesus lays that out. There is no mistake. The end time. And that's the last generation where we're going to see all the stuff that happens in Revelation, and the world actually ends and we bring in the second creation. So Jesus, the Messiah, is setting his disciples up and telling us what we're going to expect here. And the main thrust of his teaching is, hey, you know what? You are always living in the end time. Stay in truth. Keep your eyes focused on the prize. This is all temporary. This is all going to go away. Just like that temple that the Jews thought was the greatest thing in the world, but the Romans just smashed it in a couple of days and left it as rubble. This is all rubble. What do we hold on to? That future promise, that future kingdom. That's what we're going for. So let's go ahead and we're going to read Matthew chapter 24. Jesus left the temple and was going away when his disciples came to point out to him the buildings of the temple. But he answered them, you see all these, do you not? Truly I say to you, there will not be left here one stone upon another that will not be thrown down. As he sat on the Mount of Olives, the disciples came to him, privately saying, tell us, when will these things be, and what will be the sign of your coming and of the end of the age? And Jesus answered them, see that no one leads you astray, for many will come in my name, saying, I am the Christ, and they will lead many astray. And you will hear of wars and rumors of wars, so that you are not alarmed, for this must take place, but the end is not yet. For nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there will be famines and earthquakes in various places, and all these are but the beginning of the birth pains. Then they will deliver you up to tribulation and put you to death, and you will be hated by all nations for my name's sake. And then many will fall away and betray one another and hate one another, and many false prophets will arise and lead many astray. And because lawlessness will be increased, the love of many will grow cold. But the one who endures to the end will be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom will be proclaimed throughout the whole world as a testimony to all nations. And then the end will come. So when you see the abomination of desolation spoken of by the prophet Daniel standing in the holy place, let the reader understand. Then let those who are in Judea flee to the mountains. Let the one who is on the housetop not go down to take what is in his house. And let the one who is in the field not turn back to take his cloak. And at last for women who are pregnant, and for those who are nursing infants in those days, pray that your flight may not be in winter or on a Sabbath. For then there will be great tribulation, such as not been seen from the beginning of the world until now. No, and never will be. And if those days had not been cut short, no human being would be saved. But for the sake of the elect, those days will be cut short. Then if anyone says, let me get to the next week. Then if anyone says to you, look, here's the Christ, or there he is, do not believe it. For false Christs and false prophets will arise and perform great signs and wonders, so as to lead astray, if possible, even the elect. See, I've told you beforehand. So if they say to you, look, he is in the wilderness, do not go out. If they say, look, he is in the inner rooms, do not believe it. For as the lightning comes from the east and shines as far as the west, so will be the coming of the Son of Man. Wherever the corpse is, there the vultures will gather. Immediately after the tribulation of those days, the sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give its light, and the stars will fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens will be shaken. Then will appear in heaven the sign of the Son of Man, and then all the tribes of the earth will mourn, and they will see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he will send out his angels with a loud trumpet call, and they will gather his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. From the fig tree learn its lesson. As soon as its branch becomes tender and puts out its leaves, you know that summer is near. So also when you see all these things, you know that he is near at the very gates. Truly I say to you, this generation will not pass away until all the things take place. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will not pass away. But concerning that day and hour no one knows, not even the angels of heaven, nor the Son, but the Father only. For as were the days of Noah, so will be the coming of the Son of Man. For as in those days before the flood they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day when Noah entered the ark. They were unaware until the floods came and swept them all away. So will be the coming of the Son of Man. The two men will be in the field, one will be taken and one left. Two women will be grinding at the mill, and one will be taken and one left. Therefore stay awake, for you do not know on what day your Lord is coming. But know this, that if the master of the house had known in what part of the night the thief was coming, he would have stayed awake and would not have left his house to be broken into. Therefore you must also be ready, for the Son of Man is coming at an hour you do not expect. Who then is the faithful and wise servant, whom his master has set over his household to give them their food at the proper time? Blessed is that servant whom his master will find so doing when he comes. Truly I say to you, he will set him over all his possessions. But if that wicked servant says to himself, my master is delayed, and begins to beat his fellow servants, and eats and drinks with drunkards, the master of that servant will come on a day when he does not expect him, and at an hour when he does not know, and will cut him in pieces and put him with the hypocrites. In that place there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. May God bless the reading of his word, and may God bless you. Bye.